Heidi, hi. Hope you're all well. We're on our way to Lincoln, Universal Soldier over there. We had a very good interview with Jamal yesterday, our brother from the other side of the pond, America. I believe it's Pennsylvania, 21000. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, today we're going to talk about why businesses fail. The reason why most businesses fail is because they do not follow the McDonald's rule of business. They do not try to put an automated service there that a monkey can run. If you go into McDonald's right now, you can just go up to one of the touchscreen panels and order your food. You can touch it up yourself, beep, 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 bosh. You go to the counter, your order is called out, it comes on the screen, tickety-boo, you get your food, you're off ski. Now, a lot of other businesses are just not doing that. Shows you how a lot of these businesses are backwards. They're actually not going according to technology or even being forward thinking. That's one of the major reasons a lot of businesses, a lot of companies think it has to be expensive. And in the initial stage, it is expensive. You've got to get the right programmers. You've got to understand where you're trying to go to. You've got to um, break down what you want and how you want it to the architects of whom are creating your technology for you. And that's why a lot of businesses fail. Another reason why a lot of businesses fail is that there's a generation that are petrified to let go of what they have. They do not want the younger generation to have it. Why? Because I believe, they are coming from a scarcity based mindset. Scarcity is their children or society is not going to give them any perks. How are we going to sustain the opulent lifestyle we're living? How are we going to carry on with this? A lot of people are petrified of letting go of what they already have. And because of this, they're still in competition with some of the young pups that are leaving higher education. A lot of these young pups are unable to make their way in the world because you have individuals in their 50s, 60s, 70s still trying to make it. That's one of the reasons why the older generation are not allowing these young pups to come in, because they still haven't attained the level that they can feel comfortable with having. And that's one big thing. Another big thing is that the system is rigged. When I was trying to buy companies and we were going out there, talking to business owners, trying to find out emotionally what they wanted, how they saw things, you see, they had this grandiose idea that at the end of the day, we will pay them 10 times what their company was worth. But after we did some pre-due diligence, financial due diligence, we found out a lot of them were cooking the books. A lot of these companies are cooking the books. They will hide things, they'll cajole things, they'll own something, and they'll be renting that property to themselves. They own the property, but they'll be renting that property to themselves as a way to hide wealth and tax evasion and so on and so forth. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's what they call creative accounting, I suppose. And another big thing that I saw as soon as I started doing numbers, as soon as I started crunching how accountancy was, is the fact that how is it possible that if you have a company and you have something like account receivables and account payables, account receivables is the money that your customers are going to give you. Account payables is the money that you owe either to a bank or a contractor that has done a service for you. So what happens in this scenario? So account receivables could be 35 days. So you have 30, the people that owe you money have 35 days to pay you. But your account payables might be 15 days. Wait a minute here. So if you have to pay someone in 15 days and someone has to pay you in 35 days, right? That means that there'll always be a lag. That means that if you do not have cash on hand, you're going to have a lot of problems. That means that if I owe someone 50 grand and someone owes me 55,000, If I have to pay 50,000 before I receive the 55,000, I'm in trouble. I'm in a big trouble, and that's what's happened into the UK and the global economy. And another problem is a lot of people, they say, oh, all right, okay, I have 20,000 clients. I have 20,000 clients, and they are paying me regularly. Now, I need some money for an extension for the business. I need to buy a Maserati, a Bentley. I need to take my mistress on a worldwide holiday. How am I going to do this? Well, I'm going to have to go to the bank to get some debt. What am I going to use as collateral? How about my account receivables? You see, I have 20,000 clients. They're 80% of them pay me on time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the bank an option to have access to this money that's coming in the future. I know I'm going to I'm going to do invoice factoring. I'm going to do invoice factoring. So I'm going to give the bank the opportunity to take this future money that I haven't received yet. But I know my 20,000 clients are good for it. Not when an economy tanks, not when the COVID-19 comes in way. Not when that happens, because when that happens, when something like this happens, the monies that you expected to gain, which you don't have, which you shouldn't be putting on your accounts, but yet again, it's creative accounting. What happens is you put that down as, yet I'm going to get this money, the banks are going to give me this money, this lump sum, and then when my clients pay me the money, the banks can get that and they can get a bit of interest. I mean, Lord Almighty, what happens if a catastrophe goes on? That means the bank sees everything. You have to turn the key on your business, and now you're being a pauper again. And this is why businesses fail. Because people, number one, do not create a system that is 200, 300 years into the future. They're scared of technology. They're living in the dark ages. I mean, we have Teslas now, and these guys are still walking around with a horse and carriage. Are you kidding me? You might as well be walking barefoot on rocks. You might as well be walking barefoot from Brighton to Scotland. That's what you might as well be doing. We have built systems. We are going to build systems that take all of this into consideration because we are forward thinking. We are forward thinking. We know it's all about ease. We know it's all about convenience. We know it's all about building for the future. What legacy are you putting in? Are you sowing? What things are you doing for the future generation? How are you making the system better for the young pups coming after you, young boys and girls, young people? What are you doing for the individuals that don't have a voice? Please tell me, because this is what we think about all the time. Thank you very much for listening. God's country. Oh ho!